go to the Twitch website. So twitch.tv/shitvegans. That's where we'd be.
Okay. Yep.
This is the thing like that's been bothering me the most about actually getting this started.
Yeah.
And that is just fucking doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been sitting here over the last few days just looking at my stream with the camera on and my headset on and not doing anything.
Yeah.
Sitting there, everything's ready to go, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. But yeah, so that's the stream. Awesome. We're on quiet. That's my mate Konski. He can get a response a bit later. But yeah, so to anyone who is listening to this, welcome to the Shit Vegans. I'm going to call it podcast. I mean, yeah. If anyone wants to get the audio and listen to it on whatever else they want to listen to it on, I'm here. Well, my name's Nick, and this is Holly. We are going to try and co-host a segment maybe every Monday.
Yeah.
For the last
every Monday.
Yeah.
Every Monday.
So for the last couple of Mondays, we've been hanging out. Holly's been coming over, and we've just been discussing our ideas.
Brainstorming.
Yeah, brainstorming.
Brainstorming it up.
Yeah, just talking shit vegan shit. Yeah, so let's. I'll begin. If anyone wants to know, you probably, if you're here, and you probably know a little bit about me because I just don't shut up on Facebook or on the internet. Holly, how long have you been vegan for?
3.5 years now.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so I started as pretty much a New Year's resolution. You know, those things that everybody's like, they don't work.
New year, new me?
Yeah, new year, new me kind of thing. So, yep, started off like that. Had my roommate, she was like, I'm in, and yeah.
Wicked, cool.
Went from that.
And your roommate's vegan as well? Was vegan?
Yeah, she is vegan. She's not my roommate anymore, but she's still vegan.
Was that Ali?
Yes.
Ah, yeah, Ali. Ali, if you're here, peace. Hello, how you going?
Hey, Al.
You're probably not here, but...
Nah, she's probably not here.
You'll probably end up with a link.
She might be. Another time. We can give her a shout out.
Yeah, cool. When you went vegan, was it a slow transition, or was it like it just hit you and you decided to just do it overnight?
Well, it was kind of a bit of a process, I think, because so I basically went. I used to love eating meat. I was kind of a big meat eater.
Weren't we all?
Yeah, and one night I just couldn't sleep, and I was at my auntie's house just chilling in her lounge room, and I opened up Facebook, just browsing, getting rid of some time, and there was a post about this guy who had a chicken, and he saved this chicken from being slaughtered, and I'm like, oh well, that's a nice story. But then I kept scrolling down, and it said that the chicken ended up being put down because it wasn't a regular chicken; it was a chicken produced for meat, so it had been altered.
Right.
And so yeah, this chicken had to, it was basically bred to just produce the meat and die, because of the slaughter age.
Right.
And I was like, that is so sad. So I cried my eyes out, and that was it. I didn't eat meat again from that day. But I still ate fish, so I ate that kind of thing. I don't know. It's weird. Some people consider it fish is meat, but it's kind of a little different at the same time. So
yeah. No, I know that, and that's just another layer of our conditioning. Yeah,
exactly right. So yeah, I didn't eat anything else, any other meat except for fish, and then at home I started making recipes more and more veganized. So I was like, okay, you know what? I actually think milk's pretty bad. Milk's pretty bad. So I stopped on the milk, started to substitute things. And then I thought, speaking with Ali, if you're here, yes.
Or if you hear it later.
Yeah, if you hear it later. So I was talking with Ali about it. And she's like, we should try vegan. I said, well, that's going to be easy because basically I'm already doing vegan things. The only time I wasn't eating vegan when I was out, all my kind of home cooking was vegan. And then it was like, oh man, but cheese.
Oh yeah, but cheese though.
Yeah.
Cheese though.
But yeah, we decided for a New Year's resolution we'll try it and stuff. So I basically told myself that I would have one last of everything that was non-vegan.
Okay.
And
right, yeah.
let me tell you, that didn't like kind of go through, because I got this once. I thought I'll have one last Snickers bar. I love Snickers.
Yeah.
And I had that in my bag for like 3 months and I did not eat it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Now you can have vegan Snickers bars.
I can.
From Wiesba Pizza Bar. Wiesba Pizza Bar, McGill Road. If anyone's interested.
Absolutely.
Have you tried their homemade Snickers bars?
Not theirs, no, but I've tried the ones that they have there, the other branded ones. Yep. Yeah. But
yeah, this is flowing. I like it. So the idea behind us just sort of streaming and going and talking and doing everything like the way we're doing it is to also document the process as well. So we're very novice. We're very new to this thing. This is the third time I've sat down and done like sort of a long form thing, and it's probably like the first time you have, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no, last week we did a thing when we went live and just fucking did the test, and that's on YouTube, and I think it's still on Twitch as well.
Got to get it all down, you know.
Yeah, but that's a very interesting thing, like the having one last of everything.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was like a good way, but I didn't need it. I just didn't need it. As soon as I kind of cut things out, I just was like, you know what? I don't need that last Snickers. I don't need that last Milky Way. Yep. You know.
Yeah, cool. I like that. And I mean, obviously now that we're vegan, now that we've got like the full on ethical message, that's not something that we would promote as a way to transition. But it's interesting to hear a lot of people's different ways of how they actually go about getting towards being vegan themselves. Like, I can relate in a sense that I, you know, when I was just transitioning around 2016, December 2016, January 2017, I was at a friend. It wasn't a friend. Yeah, well, I think it was a friend's birthday party.
Okay.
And my then girlfriend at the time was there, and I had on my way, because I'd just finished playing a baseball game.
Yeah.
And then on my way to the birthday party where my girlfriend was, it was another friend of mine's 18th birthday, which was on the way.
Okay.
So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to stop in there and just say, hey, happy birthday and whatnot on the way. And at the time, like, I don't know, she wasn't very happy with that. And, you know, it's all right, whatever. Water under the bridge.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe I should have just kept to my word and went to the party, whatever, you know, looking back. But that night I got real sort of like, I don't know, kind of pissed off.
Okay. So
I went to my friend's party, and we were texting, me and my ex at the time, me and my then girlfriend. And I was really angry because she was really angry at me for not going to this party where she was.
Okay.
And I think, that's how it went. And I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm just going to go home. I don't want to. I don't want to be out. I just want to go home. And I was feeling really angry. And I was walking this house. I was walking down Torrens Road, and there was a pizza place along Torrens Road called Wog in a Box.
Oh, I have heard of that. Yeah. Yep.
And they're not that anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was sort of going vegan at the time, and I was like, you know, I'm so angry. I feel like a pepperoni and cheese pizza. Mm-hmm. So I walked in there, ordered a pepperoni and cheese pizza, and it was the shittest pepperoni and cheese pizza I've ever bought.
Oh no!
Yeah, and I used to love just those two ingredients.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
real good.
Yeah. Only because one of my other friends had put me onto it, because I'm the kind of guy that I want to get my money's worth. So like I'll always go to like the Supreme pizza, so it's got like everything on it. You know,
absolutely.
Like, and I was like, I didn't really think to buy things that were like just sort of dumbed down, like you know, like a cheese and pepperoni pizza. So one of my friends once bought that for me. I was like, wow, this is awesome. So I got that in my head, and so I sat down and I ate it it was like dark. It was like, I don't know, maybe 10 p.m.
Oh yeah.
And I was just sitting on a someone's brick fence out front of their house, just eating this pizza.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
As you do.
And I wasn't even drunk. I probably only had like maybe 2 drinks the whole night.
You were just hungry.
Yeah, I was hungry, yeah. And because I was walking from his house home.
Yeah.
And his house was on Port Road and Torrens Road sort of adjacent, but a little bit of a walk.
Yeah.
So then, I walked the rest of the way home, and then one of my my ex-girlfriend at the time, her friends was here because they were all staying here. And she's like, why don't you just come into town with us? We'll go to this party. And I was like, okay. So I got in the cab with her, went, and then, that's how it sort of went. But that, I was sort of going vegan, and I still decided to I'm just going to try and make myself feel better by, eating cheese and pepperoni. And so, one of those sort of things. And that's a bit of a story. But yeah, it's interesting to hear how a lot of people sort of have stories kind of similar to that.
Yeah, there are a lot similar, but there's a lot, also different about, how people have. But
so serious now. You're looking at us.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But yeah, like one of those things. But yeah. So we had a plan tonight. Well, we didn't really have a plan actually. We decided to just sit down and start recording something and get talking. So we were going to actually go on to, you probably will have heard of Tash Peterson. We were going to go onto her Facebook page, look through some of her posts, and just verbally respond to some of the troll comments that are being left.
Because we love the troll comments.
Yeah, and to provide, I guess, some feedback. I don't have many, if any, criticisms of Tash and her work. I think it's amazing. And we actually, Holly and I were just talking about this prior to coming live. So I'll bring up her page now. So if you're on YouTube or Twitch, you'll see that we've just moved on to Tash Peterson's Facebook page, which is Vegan Booty, VGANBOOTY. And yeah, so if you're listening to this, you won't see that. But if you want to check out the video, go onto the YouTube page, which is shitvegans. But yeah, we were just talking about one of Tash's stunts recently, where
she's very, very out there with her stunts. So if you haven't seen her, I'd be actually surprised because she's all over the news.
Yeah, it's here somewhere.
That one, I think.
This is David Rams and her talking about that one that we were going to talk about now. I had my concerns about her using. We'll find it first before here we go. Bloody G-string stunt. So let's go on to this page here first. So here we have Tash walking into a, was it a Louis Vuitton?
Yeah, Louis
Vuitton store in a G-string, and she's practically naked, but she's covered in blood. Now, we only later find out that it's actually her own period blood.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first heard that myself, I was like, oh, that's a bit... I'm a vegan activist, and I love what she does. But I was like, oh, that's a bit sort of, extreme. It's a bit out there. But, I still wouldn't criticize. It made me feel a bit, too. And, so... Why Holly brought me around to her way of thinking about it.
Yeah, I like it. I think the extremity is good. The fact of the matter is she didn't just walk in there and yell. This is a news article right here that we're looking at. This is an actual news article. So this has gotten picked up by the news.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So it's not going to have the same effect if she just went in there. Everybody would be like, oh, there's another vegan just wanting to cause trouble. But she's actually gone to this extent and made the news because of it.
Yeah.
And, a lot of vegans are going to have mixed opinions about everything. Because some vegans are going to be like, oh, this is so wrong. This is putting this is making us vegans look like we're worse or something like that. But you know, I like it. I think she does a great job.
I think, you've got the right idea there. See, it made me feel uncomfortable, but because it's so extreme, it's been picked up by so many that it's actually like
there you go.
Really effective. Yeah, so we're looking at a picture which the caption says, notorious vegan activist smeared her own menstrual blood across her chest to symbolise the animal holocaust before she stormed a luxury clothes store in only a tiny G-string.
Look, I think blood in general makes a lot of people uncomfortable, right? But, you know, and I mean, it's kind of weird to look at. It doesn't really actually look real. Like, you wouldn't probably think that was real blood. But I don't know, with the animals being slaughtered, I mean, there's a lot of blood there. If you've watched, like, you've obviously watched those videos, so there's a lot of blood as well. So it's really like, well, blood's a normal part of life, you know. And I understand not everybody wants to, you know, deal with blood and everything, but it is a normal part of life.
Just like urine and feces.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. So it's just like, well, if you don't like, you know, if you don't like looking at this, like, why are you eating meat? Because this is basically the image of meat.
Yeah, very, very good point. Very good point. Yeah, so
you know, she just hasn't got fur, but you know.
Yeah. So that's won me over. Like, fucking good point. So yeah, we'll go.
I guess the thing is, there's people say, a lot of things are extreme, a lot of vegan things are extreme, but a lot of non-vegan things are even more extreme, and I think it's to kind of point that out so she can go, oh, you think this is extreme? Then look at this animal slaughter video. Vehicle. What I said vehicle. Video. And then tell me which one you would rather see. You know? Kind of
sure.
thing. Yeah.
Yep, and I'll tell you what, I mean, I would prefer to see Tash.
Exactly right.
You know?
Yeah. Like, you know, I don't know, even if you're like, you know, you're walking down the street and, you know, somebody's like hurt themselves, it's like, you know, you want to help. Same with an animal. If the animal's like bleeding, you're like, oh, you know, I want to help.
Same as an animal.
Absolutely.
If you're watching the video or watching the stream, you'll see that I'm stroking my kitty cat. Little girl. This is Betty. Betty's my best friend. She's 11 going on 12 in January 2022. And she is a grandma and she's a bitch. She's just, you know, found a spot in between us.
Yeah, she can chill.
Yeah, so we're going to go through and have a look at some of the comments. Do you want to pick anything?
What was the most recent one?
The most recent one. This is her post that she. Oh, that says 3rd of February. What? Oh, pin post. Okay. So I had my court. This is Tash. She said, I had my court appearance this morning. I'll be back in court on the 5th of October. On the 5th of October, the same day as my other disorderly charge from December, I intend to plead not guilty to both charges. I'm here to speak on behalf of the trillions of animals subject to rape, enslavement, torture, abuse, and murder, not to be disorderly or violent. Right now, in this moment, the most innocent beings on this planet are experiencing the largest and longest Holocaust in history. What do you think? Oh, she turned around. What do you think about the use of the words?
I honestly think, like, imagine if everybody kind of was like she is. She's put herself basically like in the firing line because she believes so strongly that this is the right thing to do.
Yep.
And most people won't even do that for like simple things. You know, they will be like, oh, I don't want to, you know, do this stuff for my family because that's going to make, you know, ruin my day kind of thing. And she's going out there and, you know, getting like arrested.
Yeah. And she's doing...
And she's saying, you know, well, I want to be arrested and... Well, not I want to be arrested, but I'd rather be, you know, arrested for this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and she's giving up... She's potentially giving up her own freedom to fight for the freedoms of... The freedom of the innocent animals that are being endlessly holocausted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she's really putting them before anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
well
just,
done.
yeah, amazing.
Very well done. Yeah, and look, she's just, calmly and politely addressing the media and taking everything.
I think it'll be good to talk through some comments just to give our opinion on, because, we're both very strongly opinionated people here.
Yeah.
So I'm keen to see what you think about some of these opinions.
Yeah.
And also mention maybe how many likes it's gotten as well.
Yeah. So this latest post was posted 4 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's currently the 13th of September 2001, 8:21 p.m. in South Australia here. So it was posted 4 hours ago about her court appearance. It's got 682 likes so far, 530 comments and 29 shares through Facebook. I guess we'll read the first comment and maybe we'll pick 4 or 5 and then move on to another post, or
Yeah. Well, I think we'll kind of go the ones up the top here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we'll read the first one. Do you want to read that one?
Yeah. Okay. Speak out for the animals, but. Capitals. Obtain an image too. No need to get naked in public. You won't get the respect and support from people then. Be decent even though you think you don't have to, and even though you don't think the animal abusers deserve it. The thing is, why stoop low? If you're a decent lady, then obtain an image. And by the way, I love what you are trying to accomplish for animals in this sick, twisted world. I appreciate your efforts. What do you think of that one?
So she's giving praise, but she's also saying you don't need to do it that way. Yep. Okay. If that were me, one look at her page, I'm guessing, I may be wrong.
Should we be looking at someone's page?
Oh, she's public. It's all this is all public.
Oh yeah, true.
So if anyone posts on here, they're open to criticism. They're open to their content being shared and whatnot. So I guess is she probably doesn't post anything about veganism or animal exploitation, or she probably just shares a bit of food here and there. She probably speaks about climate. She probably speaks about human rights and things like that. That's my guess, all right? All right. Okay, so first up, nothing to do with veganism in the first look. To do with Jesus, God, how to silence those guys. Yeah.
So pretty opinionated person.
Yeah,
I guess.
See,
I don't want to assume too much though.
But see what I mean? Where I'm going with this is I don't even have to look at her page to know exactly what her opinion stems from, right? Now, she doesn't speak up for veganism. This person
that we can see,
in this sort of thing. So therefore, I would suggest personally that her opinion can be left to the side, because I say this so many times online, and when people try to criticize me for my activism, I say, all right, well, what's the best way of doing it?
Mm-hmm. How
did that work for you? What feedback have you gotten?
Yeah.
And if it works for you, maybe I'll implement it.
I like that. That's really good.
Yeah, so it's like, well, what do you she's saying speak out, but obtain an image, no need to get naked, blah, 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 blah. It's like, all right, well, if you've got a better way, reveal that better way.
Yeah.
Show us that better way, and if it works, advocate for that way, get everyone on the same level, on the same page, and then we can all use that way to change the world. Until then, stay in your lane and let her do what she's doing. So sorry.
No, you go. Yeah, you finish.
Sorry. So I liken it to like a professional, like an amateur singer trying to tell a professional singer how to sing. They're not really going to listen to it. Or like an amateur, someone who's never picked up a baseball, telling Justin Verlander, pitcher for the Astros, how to pitch. It's like, well, Justin Verlander makes millions and millions and millions of dollars a year, and you're just a guy who probably packages shoes for a living. Like,
nothing wrong with that. But
no, nothing wrong with that. But like, how do you expect us to take your opinion seriously?
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry.
I just think it's people get obsessed with, okay, like I like the message that you portray, but I don't like when it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, things are uncomfortable. You have to get out there. You have to put yourself out there. Like, with all the other, great movements and everything, like like women's rights and stuff, women weren't just going around going, oh, you know, to people's doors, look, we do want our rights. Can you please? Like, they were in the streets.
Yep. Removing their bras.
Burning their bras.
And, making all the noise and everything like that. And there were people at the time, you know, saying, oh, these fucking women so extreme.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like you really have to do something to catch the attention of people. Otherwise, people aren't going to listen. Yeah. You know?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, you know, I think, you know, it's nice having like a, you know, good image and stuff, but if you really want to stand up for something you believe in and that's more important to you than your image, like
exactly.
You know,
you wouldn't care. Like, same. I've learnt that over the time. Like, I've learnt to just not care about what people think of me, and I think Tash has just gone way beyond that in a good way. Sometimes I fear for people like her and her mental health. This sort of stuff. I was watching that interview that she did with David Rams the other day, and he was asking her questions about, you know, people knowing her address. And ordering pizzas to her address. Like, they haven't done it. She said that they haven't done it, and I'm not encouraging it, but like, it hasn't happened to her yet. But I think she's had like things thrown at her door, like. Animal products and things like that, and it's just crazy. Like the world we live in, you know, like can't just leave animals alone, you know.
Yeah, no.
All right, next question. Next comment. It's amazing how you now have the attention of the media. All publicity is good publicity, gets everyone talking, and that's the start. See,
there you go.
That's wicked.
There you go.
Perfect, you know, and
that's a perfect comment, that one.
Yeah, it's great. Yep. Like the amount of praise she would get too would definitely outweigh the negative Nellies that are out there. All right, let's just look for some, I guess, bad ones. Would have liked to see you turning up to court topless. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, I didn't know you were reading one. Okay, yep.
Would have liked to see you turn up to court topless and then start accusing the magistrate of supporting rapists and murderers. Oh no, instead I'll plead not guilty and try say I'm innocent. I don't get it. Like, they like try to straw man her argument as well. Like, a lot of them just don't make sense. Like, so crazy. You know, I put up with it so much too.
I don't really know what to say to that one. I guess it's like, he's saying because she did it and she wants to plead not guilty and
then start accusing the magistrate of supporting rapists and murderers. But the thing is, I mean, that would be a hard thing, right? Because most of the magistrates in the world are not vegan, right? So I've
just realised we should probably have put a content warning on this. We should have at the start.
Well, when you go onto my Twitch, you click OK to see explicit content.
Okay. All right, we're good.
On my YouTube, it's got a I think it's for mature audiences as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Or on the YouTube. So I'll just go back to us here, and then I'll go into my YouTube settings so no one can see it.
Yeah.
And just double check.
Just to check.
Settings.
I don't want to get like banned before we even start.
Nah, you know, talking about this sort of stuff isn't stuff that will get people banned. Using these terms are terms that people use all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know about any of this. So youtube.com/shitvegans. But yeah, I changed everything around. Like, I still got all my older videos on here as well, awesome. Which whatever. I can unlist them and stuff, but yeah. But then, you know, that content can stay up.
Yeah, that can stay up. That's awesome.
All right, so back to Tash.
To the comment. Yep.
Right, so you blah, blah, that one's whoops. Oh, damn. Press the wrong button. Yeah, this is good content.
That one looks interesting. Go to see more. That one there, yeah.
This one?
Yep.
All
right. This young girl, because she isn't emotionally mature enough to be called a woman, has crossed the line, disturbing the peace and disorderly in her protest in a public place, not considering young children. She is a repeat offender. I hope the magistrates a woman and gives this reprobable what is that word?
Reprobate?
Reprobate. Okay, I don't know that word. Sorry. The judgment she deserves. She is a menace to society.
Search Google for reprobate.
I feel like that whole comment should have been on a picket fence with like the dude holding like some flames or something. It was very yeah.
Well, she actually it isn't a typo.
An unprincipled person.
A reprobate is.
I didn't think it was, but I just haven't heard of that word. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was just a typo made up word because that's what all these meat flakes.
Using the big words.
Yeah. Hey. Stephen Blackwell.
Are not emotionally mature enough to be called a woman.
I'm not exactly sure how old Tash is, but I think like she's old enough to like rent a house, and she's old enough to drive. She's old enough to move around the country. I think she is old enough and mentally mature enough or emotionally mature enough to be able to handle herself. I mean, look at what she's doing in the streets. You know, she's going to court. Like, so many people can't emotionally. Aren't emotionally mature.
Well, she's doing interviews and everything. It's not like, you know, she's just running around slinging things in the shop and, you know, not making a point. Like, she's making a point. That
reminds me.
What do you?
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
No. What are you going to say?
What do you think of the comment about like the young children?
The young children. Let me go back and read it. But I'm just loading up her Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That way, vegan booty. Just loading up her Instagram. So, because there's a video on there that I want to talk about, which I haven't watched yet, which we can watch through.
Okay.
And double check, and we'll be able to listen to it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So, not considering. Okay, yeah. So, I have thoughts on that. See. What she's doing is raising awareness for what you feed your young children, right?
Yes.
So if you don't want your young children to see this sort of stuff, then I think that you should get your young children to move along, or you bring them away from it, because it's going to happen regardless. Kind of like when we were out in the streets doing cube stuff.
Yes.
People are, this isn't good for young children. I'm like, well, you know, do you support this? You know, if they say no, then they're lying. If they say yes, then they're psychopathic, and their children should see it.
Yeah. I mean, in regards to the animal thing, like, children used to be out there with their family, like, killing the chickens, killing the goats.
What are we teaching our children?
Like, that's it just used to be a normal thing, you know, to do that. It was like, okay, we're going to need to eat tonight. Go grab the chicken and you know, chop it. Yeah. As for like the nudity, I mean, you know, I guess there's a part of it that's not appropriate to, you know, show children, but I mean, what about the beach? Do they take their kids to the beach?
Oh yeah, what do they see at the beach?
Because I've been to the beach, and there is a lot of like people who are pretty much naked.
A lot of breasticles.
Yeah. So do they take their kids to the beach? Is that an issue, or is it just an issue because she's vegan?
Yeah, hey. Yeah, good point, yeah.
I mean, she's not completely naked.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm a bit of one of not trying to sexualize the women's breasts as much as they're sexualized. So that's a natural thing. And, you know, when people have kids and they have more than one kid, like their kids are seeing the breast exposed to feed their baby sibling who needs to eat.
Yeah.
So it's not...
So this guy is looking at them in a sexual way.
Correct.
Basically.
He is, yes.
Yeah. Because children shouldn't be seeing it. Well, your children...
They're sucking on it.
Yeah, your children grew up sucking on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so of course they've seen it.
Nutrients. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll move on.
So I think he's a bit of a... I'm going to attack her because she's a woman, number one, and then she's a vegan, number two. I feel like he really went in for that kind of angle.
Yep. So we'll go on to her Instagram page as well. A lot of awesome content too.
Definitely.
She's amassed a pretty large. Oh, I swear she had more following than that. I swear she had like at least 30,000.
Maybe.
I swear I saw that she had like 30,000 people on there. Maybe more. I don't know. Yeah, okay.
I don't even know if I follow her, actually. I follow her obviously on Instagram.
Vegan Boutte.
It was funny. The first thing I did was open my phone and there was a Honey Birdette ad with the nipples right there. Just you know, for what we're talking about.
Righto. Okay, so this is a video where Tash was invited onto Sky News in Perth to discuss the protest. So we'll go through it. I guess we'll react to it and see how we go.
Just making sure. Follow her. There she is.
All right.
Let's have a listen.
Oh, hang on.
Agree with the way you go about. Natasha Peterson, thanks so much for time tonight. Now, I guess you must know I don't agree with the way you go about things or the fact that you choose your diet, but I also respect the fact
space works. So if you want to stop it, just press space.
That you can be a vegan, but you describe yourself as an animal rights activist. How do you feel then about animals being used by humans in any way, shape or form?
Yeah, I think animals being used for food, clothing, commodities, entertainment and racing and generally for human use is completely unnecessary and immoral. Animals are subjected to rape, torture, enslavement, abuse and murder.
Yes.
In the meat, dairy and egg industries and other industries that are exploiting them for their bodies.
Yeah, but humans do, occupy a primacy amongst the food chain, for example. Many of us do enjoy meat, and whether it comes from chickens or pigs or beef or cattle, we're entitled to have that choice.
Entitled not to. Entitled. Just entitled. That argument really always grinds my gears.
Yeah, we're entitled to someone else's body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Human supremacy.
Oh, whenever somebody's going to use entitled, I'm like, oh, here we go. All right.
But you like to disrupt and advocate in a way that actually infringes upon other people's free choices. And we've seen that a number of times. How do you rationalise and justify the actions that you take to infringe others' freedom of choice?
There's no doubt that people have the choice to participate in the most violent animal abuse on this planet in the meat, dairy and egg industries. And I'm just trying to bring light to the largest and longest Holocaust in history, which is the animal Holocaust, where 3 trillion innocent beings are brutally murdered every year just for human food consumption.
Right.
People's choices to participate in this violence is completely immoral. And
I'm
just trying to create awareness and be a voice on behalf of the most oppressed beings on this planet.
Yeah, here's one of the things, right? And this is where I think, honestly, the type of language you've just used there does your cause no good. The Holocaust is inextricably linked with the genocide, the
reacting out of emotion. Mm-hmm. So it's just usually what happens. And I'm the same. Tash, she's using these terms to bait this sort of what he's saying.
Correct.
So she already knows what she's going to say to him. Mm-hmm. Oh, using the term Holocaust is
extreme.
It's extreme. It's it hurts those humans who have been through a Holocaust back in the the wars and stuff. And it's perfect. She's so calculated. What she's saying is she's like, yep. All right, now tell me this.
Yep.
I already know what I'm going to say.
She speaks really well for a young woman, as the other man said on his comment.
A young, emotionally, unemotional, whatever the word is, not mature enough.
Not mature enough.
The killing of 6 million Jews by a tyrannic, despotic regime, and you're trying to equate the fact that chickens die and others die with one of the most shameful events in human history. Do you understand how offensive that could be to people?
the Holocaust isn't exclusive to what happened to the Jewish and homosexual people.
Yes.
There have been multiple Holocausts throughout history, and the definition of a Holocaust is a mass-scaled slaughter, and that is
look at that.
for non-human animals as well. We are all animals, and we all have the capacity to suffer and feel pain, and that is exactly what non-human animals are subjected to in these abhorrent industries. And that is why I'm calling it a Holocaust, because they are being brutally murdered on a mass scale by the trillions.
But Natasha, okay, animals eat other animals, right? That's a fact of nature.
I'm not going to say anything until Tash does on this. She's probably going to say exactly what
I think she's going to.
Oh my God, here we go.
If we're all animals and we're entitled to eat them, but you don't limit yourself to that, of course.
We're entitled to eat dogs and cats. Betty. I know when she passes on, I'm gonna chuck her in the oven and I'm not gonna bury her. I'm gonna eat her because I'm entitled to it.
And that's the right thing to do. Because that's why would you waste?
Yeah, I'm using her whole body.
Yeah,
making sure that she doesn't go to waste. Bone broth. Yeah, it's vegan because I didn't kill her. She died. She died of natural causes. So.
You've stormed into a children's pony event in Perth. You yelled at the entertainers that they were actually enslaving the ponies. That's not about the killing of animals, isn't it? You've stormed into families in a seafood restaurant and disrupted and traumatised people there. Last month, I think you went into a Louis Vuitton store, smeared semi-naked and smeared in blood. These aren't rational and sensible ways of promoting your cause, I don't think.
We definitely wouldn't be having this conversation right now if activists didn't disrupt and do these controversial acts to bring light to the largest injustice in history. And as I mentioned before, animals are not food, they're not entertainment, they're not commodities. And that's exactly why I'm protesting against all industries, not just the food industry, which is subjecting to animals to the most horrific violence one could imagine.
Okay. Well, Natasha, you just said animals are not food, but they are food. I'm terribly sorry to break this to you. A shark will eat a...
Well, you know what?
I didn't know that.
Women are sexual pleasure beings for men.
Oh, okay. That's a whole different conversation, but I see what you're saying.
But, animals are food. Yes, they are.
Oh, here you go. Here's a better... Women are only good for reproducing.
Ah, there you go.
There you go. That's the one. That's the one.
By any means necessary.
Yeah.
They may not want to be food. Women may not want to reproduce.
Yeah.
But, men.
But that's what they're made for.
Yeah. I'm an entitled man. I'm entitled to that. You're an entitled human supremacist. You're entitled to that. Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure Tash probably say something along those lines too.
Mm-hmm. Fish. But you don't want humans to eat a fish, even though you say we're just an animal. A lion will eat a gazelle or a zebra or any other thing it can get its hands on. And yet you don't want us to eat the flesh of animals. This doesn't make sense. You say animals, we shouldn't eat animals. Well, that's what happens all over the world in every aspect of nature.
Of course, but we can't base our own morality, what is happening in nature, in a survival situation. Most of us humans nowadays have the option to a number of amazing plant-based foods, so we can thrive and survive on a plant-based diet, and there's absolutely no need to be forcibly breeding animals into existence via raping them, torturing them, enslaving them in the most horrific conditions, and murdering them on a mass scale. This is completely different to what is happening out in nature.
Well, I actually don't think it is, because we're all animals after all. But you made the key point.
See, I just have to say, when you're going to come into an argument, he said, I don't think.
Yeah.
So it's his personal opinion on this, and it just she's hitting the facts, and
I'm sure she's probably going to move on to say what I'm about to say. So I'll wait for her to say it, and if she doesn't say it, I'll come back and say.
Sounds good.
You said it's an option. We have the option to do it. People can choose to do it. And, you're trying to overturn thousands of years of human consumption because now there's an alternative. Well, that doesn't really change the nature of the food chain, does it?
of course, but animals are subjected to the most horrific violence, and most people couldn't even fathom murdering an animal themselves. So why are they paying someone else to slit the throat of baby animals?
Yeah. Well, maybe because they taste good, and I know you won't agree with that, but anyway, Natasha Peterson, I got to say,
does taste justify murder?
I want to. Well,
yes.
In the case of eating animals, I think it does. I enjoy them. I have to tell you, but I want to say thank you to you for
very
coming
condescending
on this program. You knew that I don't agree with you, your views or the conduct about how you go about it, but you've had the courage of your conviction, and I celebrate that. We live in a free society. Thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Very well done.
Very
well done.
All,
you can tell by her posture, she's just like, say it calmly. It's hard.
Different to what is happening out in
nature.
So, the option to
of a gazelle or a zebra.
Yeah. So obviously,
horrific violence one could imagine.
Okay. Well, Natasha, you just said animals are not.
Now it's funny. He mentions where he, in a part where he says, it just doesn't make sense.
Yes.
And usually when you use logic helps people make sense of something within context, right?
But they are food. I'm terribly sorry to break this to you. A shark will eat a fish, but you don't want humans to eat a fish, even though you say we're just an animal. A lion will eat a gazelle or a zebra or any other thing it can get its hands on. And yet you don't want us to eat the flesh of animals. This doesn't make sense. You say animals, we shouldn't eat animals. Well,
so animals eat other animals. Shark eats a fish.
Yep.
The lion eats a gazelle. Okay, and she goes on to mention it in more broader terms. If say like in this arena. Yes. I mean, I'm not criticising her. I think she would probably even think this herself. Oh, I should have said this or I should have said that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But she did amazingly, completely, 100% amazing. Like, I couldn't even fault it.
The problem is with that is time.
Time.
She can't sit there and,
exactly.
She's got an interview time limit. So she can't sit there for 20, 30 minutes we all want to do. She had to make the time. So she's trying to get out the main points.
Yeah. Yeah, so the... having said that again, I'm not criticising her for when I say this, but if she could go back, she would probably end up if I were in her position and I would have, and I could go back, I would say this. Obviously, animals eat other animals.
Yes. Yep.
So basically, the appeal to nature fallacy. What happens in nature means that we can point to that and mimic our own behaviour based on that. So
I hate that nature thing. I hate we're going to compare it to nature. Yeah. And even, I'm gay, so I can say this. But even the homosexuality debate when they're like, well, homosexuality is in nature. Yeah, so is all the freaking brothers and sisters of the freaking litter getting it on.
Incest is nature.
Yeah, incest is nature. And trust me, that's not something I'm into. That's just no. I know it was done throughout the ages, but no. Also animals pick up their shit and throw them at people and other animals. Does that mean we should do it because nature does it? I can't stand that argument. I have to shut that one down whenever anybody says about it.
I agree.
Anything, whether it's the vegan debate or the homosexuality debate, can we not? Yep. We're not like those animals. Yep. We are an animal, but we're nothing like those animals. Yep. We're completely different. We might as well not be categorized with them.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I can't stand that one.
Exactly. Nah. Yeah, and
shut that down real quick.
When you rocked up here, I didn't kneel down and sniff your ass.
Thank fuck for that.
Hey, because animals do that when they introduce each other. It's natural. Animals sniff each other's asses. Why can't I? Yeah.
Yeah. Why can't you?
Your Honor. Yep. You're the prosecutor.
Yep.
You asked me the question. So why did you rape that woman? And I'm the defendant. Well, Your Honor, lions do it in nature, so it's natural. That's why I raped her. Oh, well, we find you not guilty because lions bloody... you can't go to court and say, Your Honor, lions rape each other.
Isn't it spiders that kill their mate
I think like the trapdoor spider or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like after they get it on, they kill their partner.
Yeah.
They eat their partner or something. I think there's the black widow spider or something like that.
Something like that.
Something
probably
like
why
that.
they're called black widow.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. So it's like we can't. The nature argument has to go right out for anything. For anything, it's got to go out. Okay.
Yeah. And I hope Bernardi gets a hold of this and can see this, because I think this is a good segment. I reckon we should cut this out and reuse this and share it to Facebook.
Yeah, we should.
Shit through shit.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. So I'll work on that.
I get it. I get it that people want to ask questions. I actually encourage that. So when people say to me about vegan stuff and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm like, no, don't be sorry. I want to talk to you about this stuff. Like, but I always do a disclaimer at the start. I'm like, look, just to let you know before we get into this conversation, if you're going to get upset, that's not my responsibility, because I'm going to just tell you some facts and you might not like that. So do you give me permission to continue on?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not responsible for your emotional reaction to the truth. To what I'm the truth that I'm about to tell you.
And I don't go too hard into it, but sometimes, like, if they're gonna, push, I'm gonna push back.
I'm a push back.
Yeah,
I'm an independent girl. I'm an independent girl who don't need no man. I don't need no man at all. All right, yeah. So that's all right. We'll move on to a different post.
All right.
But yeah, this is going well. I like this. This is some good content, I reckon. And it helps Tash that she's attractive.
Yes.
Like, it really helps her cause as well. Like, I've had friends.
That's why people are looking.
Yeah, I've had friends who have messaged me privately who aren't vegan. They say, "Oh, have you seen this girl Tash Peterson?" I'm like, "Yeah. I know who she is." So yeah, man, she's hot. I'm like, oh, cool, man, cool. Have you looked at her message?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's just crazy, It really helps. I mean, I'm not saying that that's something to lean on or hold on to, but it helps for sure.
Well, it's the old saying, sex sells.
Yeah. Hey.
That's it. That's and she's got it. She might as well flaunt it.
Yeah.
Because you know what? If she was doing this exact same stuff but was talking about child exploitation, it would be completely different.
The world would have changed in 3 weeks. Yeah, crazy.
Everybody would be like, wow, like she's really like... And even with the period blood stint, if she covered herself in period blood and said young women, are being enslaved before they get their period or something like that, she would be like, oh my God, this girl's so courageous. I can't believe she's done something so great, really sticking up for those women that are oppressed in the world who don't have the choice. But because she's vegan, it's completely different.
Oh, yeah.
It's completely different.
Yeah, so different. It's so different. Yeah. I think she's even making lots of money through OnlyFans too. Up here.
Well, it's good that she's got that avenue as well, because it's going to be hard to get employed with doing this stuff. I've even been scared to do some kind of activism sometimes because of my job. I'm like, oh, was that considered like?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm of the same. So, and I guess in my.
That was your phone that went off.
Yeah. I guess in my sort of work, it would be even harder. And I was
exactly right.
But
that's where the free speech comes in, I think.
That's right, yeah. And I've spoken to members of my own organisation, out in the streets whilst doing my own activism, and, we sort of like talk to them on their level in a way, and they sort of come on board. And, hello, Betty. So this is a post. It doesn't really matter how much she earns. Don't really care, but vegan who earns $40,000 a month on OnlyFans and stormed Louis Vuitton.
Hell, if I would storm Louis Vuitton it covered in blood if I was getting 40 grand.
Yeah.
If I could get 40 grand a month doing OnlyFans as well, I mean...
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What would you do if you won $80 million in the lottery?
I have thought about this a lot because it's like, it's the fantasy. Everybody has this fantasy. Everybody knows.
And sorry, just quickly.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it's also a cheap way to make someone feel better too.
Yeah.
Because like I've got a pact with my mate. I said, if you win the lottery, you're going to retire me, and if I win the lottery, I'm going to retire you.
Yeah.
And it's like a cheap.
Exactly right.
I would give you $10 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly right. Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, go on.
No. I get that. I it's a fantasy. Even like even with my work colleague, I'm like, if I won the lotto, like I'd give you enough money to retire.
Yeah.
So it's a fantasy thing, but I don't know. Like it just depends first off how much I get.
Yeah.
But I would be very like generous. So like generous. I feel like I'm saying that word wrong.
Generous.
Generous. It sounds weird. I don't know why it sounded weird then.
Because you can hear yourself.
Yeah, I think so. I would give a lot out, I guess. And my one thing is I would do a lot for like, okay, so sometimes when I'm driving along and do you know when you see those billboards or you see a bus space and it says your advertisement here?
Yeah, okay.
Have you seen that? And it gives you a number to call so you can put up your advertisement. Mm-hmm. I would be doing my advertising on them.
Yeah.
So I'd be advertising like vegan. I'd do like vegan events. I'd donate to, small vegan organizations and stuff. So I would actually make vegan like really, really prominent. Like, so you couldn't really go anywhere without seeing it.
Yeah.
Around Adelaide. That's what I would try to do.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
how about
awesome.
you?
Yeah, I would go so far as to retire me, my family, and some real close friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's some members of my family who wouldn't get a cent.
Okay.
Yep. Until they apologise to me for some things I'm holding on to, which I shouldn't really be holding on to. I don't really care.
Petty
anymore.
boy. No, I'm kidding. No, you're rightfully so allowed to do that.
Yeah. So, I'd retire. I'd sort out my life first, and then I'd go about sorting out the world.
Yeah.
So I'd pay my house off. I'd probably strategically buy houses in certain places to make it easier for certain things to happen or whatever. I would try and like start a business that employs people, like maybe a not-for-profit or whatever, but it's still enough to employ people. Is that a not-for-profit? Can not-for-profits employ people?
Yeah, of course they can.
So they make the money and then it just goes back to the.
No, non-profit. Non-for-profit. No, I don't think so.
Oh, right, okay.
Charities can, but maybe non-profit.
Right.
It's all volunteers. I think that's how it works.
Oh, okay. So
they have to volunteer.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right. So scratch that. But yeah, I'd help out a lot of the animal sanctuaries and. You scratched me. A lot of the animal sanctuaries, I'd try and rescue as many animals as possible. I would do the same. Like I'd do the whole like advertising. I would flood money into Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TV. Like,
absolutely TV, yeah.
And, just get this massive wicked message out there that, because get this right, like something happens in the world and it can reach every single person in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Scrolling Facebook and Mick Jagger died.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows about it because the word spreads,
Yeah, it spreads very quickly.
And, like 9/11, all these terrorist attacks and what's going on overseas and in the Middle East.
Pre internet times that really it's pre-social media, I should say.
Isn't it so crazy how that can reach so many people so quickly? I would try and find a way to help that along.
Yeah, but even just like there's serious things, but even though like I found this cockroach meme that I loved, and then the next few days all I was seeing was new versions of that cockroach meme. So it's like things like that,
Yeah, that happens.
Like memes, like they spread like wildfire.
Memes are fucking great.
We all love memes. We're meme friendly.
Yeah, I'm a meme kind of guy. So I'm actually looking for a new meme dealer. My old meme dealer stopped dealing me memes.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. I just had to. We just had to separate. I was too addicted. and the withdrawals are still hitting me. But I managed to get one meme tonight. You know. You know.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yep.
Yeah,
I thought so.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yep. So, you know, if anyone else wants to be my meme dealer, feel free. I changed this, set this up as test. Tash Peterson. That's what this one's called.
Yes,
done.
this is our Tash Peterson one.
Tash Peterson episode. Yeah, and I hope if I'm sorry. I hope if she sees this, or if people see and listen to this, that they actually listen to pretty much as much of it as they can. I'm not going to expect people to listen to it and get through all of it. To realize that we are using this podcast is called Shit Vegans, but vegans are shit, you know, like in general in society.
People are shit in general.
People are shit, you know. So
and we're not exempt from that because we're vegan. And I think some people think, oh, vegans are on their high horse and stuff. No. Just because you're vegan doesn't mean you're a good person. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Metaphorical.
Yeah. So it's just sort of like a play on the words. That's the idea of the name of the podcast. If you've ever heard of the Instagram page called Shit Adelaide, it's a take on that, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope that if she does watch this, or if someone does watch this, that they can share it with her.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of her work.
And hopefully she can listen and realize that, because a lot of people are probably going to see this, hear it, and be like, oh, they're shit-talking Tash Peterson. Like, no, we're actually bigging her up. Big ups to Tash Peterson. And if you get this far, if you're here, Tash, I've sent you a message on Instagram to which you haven't seen or responded to, which I don't expect you to. I would like to have you on, and I'd like to have a chat to you, and I'd like to go through your thoughts.
Oh my God, is that could be our podcast like goal to have her on here?
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah, and we can both chat to you and have a discussion, and you know, you can give your thoughts on the feminine side, and I can give my thoughts on the other side. You know,
we don't care about the other side. No, I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Ooh. I've sort of set up a on a different topic, different note. I've sort of, when you when you want to start something new, or when you want to move towards something, it's always good to have a goal to reach.
It is.
And it's always good, I think, to have a goal that is, in essence, attainable, but unattainable at the same time, right? See, I figured, I one day want to be on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Okay, yep,
so
I get you,
It's unattainable, but it is also attainable should I continue with what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
So if Joe Rogan, if you want to get there, and if you want to hear this, I'll sit down and have a chat to you. You're like one of the biggest superstars in the world, you know, whatever. And same as if anyone here is listening or has gotten this far, with regards to, I guess, a bit of self-help advice. Have I said this to you? Because I'm going through a bit of a career change at the moment myself.
Yeah.
And I think some really good advice, I don't know if this is good advice, but this is advice that I've created and I'm taking myself, is I think in order for us to pursue something meaningful, in case of an apocalypse, we should have a skill that we can rely on to survive.
Okay. That's interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
So if I were, let's say...
Mine is getting stressed out and crying and producing water out of my eyes.
Oh, awesome.
So you can drink it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my survival skill. Yeah.
Salty.
So if you ever stuck somewhere and you need a drink, I'll cry.
Yeah, okay.
I will do that for you.
Cool. So that's a skill, right?
Skill.
Just be really
I
sad
can kind of cry on cue.
Yeah.
I won't do it right now because you put me under pressure.
I was going to say do it. No, don't. But yeah, so what I mean by that is, say you want to quit your office job and go to study law.
Okay.
How's that going to help you in an apocalypse? It's not.
This is true.
So quit your job and do a trade.
Yeah.
Electrician, carpenter, plumber, whatever. Mm-hmm. How's that going to help you in apocalypse?
Yeah.
It is going to help you in apocalypse.
Yeah, definitely.
So you'd be able to walk out and you'd be able to like go and find something to wire something up and
know what tools to use,
know what tools to use
together,
and how to use the tools and, you know, all those types of things. And yeah, that's just something that I've been sort of conjuring in my own head. Like,
I like it.
Yeah, look.
I like it. That's an interesting view to have.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, and that's what's really helping me in my decision to move towards a career where I can actually use my hands to build something, because, you know, I've spent a third of my life doing the same thing, and I'm not really progressing in that sector anymore. And now there's an opportunity that's come up that I may be able to utilize and have a big leg up, or a big bit of help in order to help me boost myself or move towards a different career. So that's a bit of another topic which I might even cut out too. So if anyone's listening to that too, what do you think of that? Do you reckon that's some pretty solid advice?
I think it's a very interesting take. It's a very, very interesting take on things. I wouldn't have thought of that. I think it's good for to do kind of something out of the box, something rather than your everyday. And if you can make a career out of it, it's a bonus. Yep. You know, like, it's good to have some kind of hobbies. That's why I'm here, because I want to gain this new skill of having this podcast with you, because not only are we learning to talk, like on this podcast, you know, I'm not just sitting down having a conversation with you. Actually,
bounce off of each other, and
exactly right.
Who knows? We could get picked up by like a radio station, and we could just like, hey, these guys sounds cool together. Let's talk on the radio. Let's get them a job.
And you get a bit bad first,
but
maybe. But yeah, it's just, you know. So I'm trying to do that to, you know, because I've got my work, and I do really enjoy my job. I love my job, but some days I'm just like, oh, it's a bit mundane. Like, let's do something different. This is completely the opposite of my job. So
it's actually doing work.
So I like
thinking on your feet.
Yeah, exactly. And I like the apocalypse thing. I like that, but also I think it's just cool to have something different. Yeah, something
up your sleeve, just in case you need to use it. Like, say if I were to
even if it was like rock climbing, still that would have helped in apocalypse. You know.
It's exactly. And I think even something like this would help in an apocalypse.
We could be the speakers.
Yeah, well, we could help
get the rallies.
Yeah, or like say, you know, we could learn how to broadcast a message.
Oh, there you go.
You know, if
like Fallout.
Yeah, exactly. Like if all of our you know, all the power's down and everything else and whatnot, we can learn how to broadcast our message and say, oh, we're here, we've got food, we've got water, you know, we've got a community, you know, like The Walking Dead style or whatever. But that was something that I've sort of been conjuring.
I like it.
I wanted to talk about for a little while. But yeah, so in case of an apocalypse, something you can rely on. And
to help you, yep.
To help you, yeah. So like, while society is still intact, you can use that to make money.
Yes, correct.
But when society collapses, you're not going to need your law degree. You're not going to need your bloody counselling degree. You're not going to need your call centre experience, you know.
Yeah, you might need your counselling degree.
Possibly. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I think that was probably a good one to have, because a lot of people go crazy. I mean, you know, everybody would talk about, what would do. I'm not a fan of apocalypses, so let me just say that I'm not a fan of the Fallout.
I'm a massive fan.
See, yeah, it's a lot. No, just in general, like the fallout in general of like society.
Yeah.
The apocalypse. I'm not a fan, and there's a lot of people that talk about, I'd do this, and this.
1, 2.
And then, you know, we've kind of had these COVID times, and all these people that are like, I would do this
2,
and
1,
I would
2.
cope. Just, you know.
Yeah.
They're just like falling apart. So you do need the counsellors.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sorry, I think I'm having trouble hearing myself. Oh, no, it's okay. It's better now. I agree. So, yeah. Yeah. So, what else you want to do? What else you want to talk about? If anyone's here, we can take some questions. I don't think there is anyone here. Let me just let me double check and see if there are any viewers. Nope, no viewers. But yeah, that's was.
Right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up soon anyway, because like the main thing was talk about Tash. So I don't know if you want to say anything else about her.
No, except I guess just more praise. Like, keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
We're all watching. We're all we're all egging you on. Is that the term? We're all praising what you're doing.
You can't. No eggs.
No eggs.
No eggs. Look, no.
Consensual eggs.
We're all tofuing you on.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all vegging you on.
Oh no, that's lame. That fell real flat. It seemed promising and then it fell flat.
Yeah.
No, we're all cheering her on. We're all cheering her on.
Yeah, Tash. Yeah, if you watch this, thanks a lot. Keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and the offer's there. So if you want to come on, have a chat to us, we can, go over some of your. We can just amplify your message to the best of our abilities. Yeah. I mean, I've got 150 subscribers. Well, we've got 150 subscribers on YouTube. I can share through my social media platforms.
We can share through Facebook. I mean, that's I guess where the reach is going to be.
Yep. So to anyone who's gotten this far as well, be sure to check out our social media platform. We've got a link tree. So linktr.ee/shitvegans. That will take you to our Facebook page, our Instagram, our YouTube, our Twitch, all of that. And in the future, we're looking at getting some merchandise.
Yes.
Get some shirts, got some cards organised, and I plan on taking our podcast out to the streets as well. So you see that.
Now that will be good.
See that big black thing there? That's a battery pack, which I used to use for AV. I bought a new battery for it because it was bust, and it's been bust for a couple of years. It's just been sitting here collecting dust. So it can be used for activism and anything like that, but I'm just holding on to it until it needs to get used. And I think using it in this application will be best for it. So watch this space.
Yeah, and, absolutely.
Do you want to add anything to any of that?
No, I think that sounds perfect. I think that sounds absolutely great.
Very cool.
It's a good chat.
Yeah, very good. I'm stoked about it. All right, so let me just move to our ending credit screen. That one. Shit vegans. And eventually, when we decide to move on to like Spotify and all those sound platforms, we'll have like an intro song and we'll have all that sort of stuff as well.
Get it set up.
Yeah, so thanks for watching. We are documenting our process, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Goodbye.
See you. Bye.